Hey, Henry McClure live. This is a personal video that's live to the universe to Doug Bassett. Doug Bassett, one of my favorite real estate guys. We got this deal going on, or there's a deal going on, and it is getting mucked up like you don't even know. And this guy comes in my office, introduces himself. He's Doug Bassett. I did know him, but we just laid everything out. What's wrong over here? What's right over here? What's wrong? How can we put this deal together? A lot of personalities, a lot. It's like you got outside guy wanting to do this. You got stubborn old Topeka trying to do that. Typical Topeka, Kansas deal. Doug and I sat there. We're honest about everything. Got everything done. And it wasn't like Doug was being dishonest and I was being dishonest, but there was some complications that just happened. Let me explain to you, and that was a very nice compliment about my knowledge in the commercial real estate business. And what I'm trying to tell you is guys like me and you and Walker and even Mike Morris and Mark Rezak and Ed Eller and Brian Slosher and Scott, just us deal makers at that level, we're completely aced out of the commercial real estate business and the development business. And it is it's by design. So you've got Go Topeka going back, and I've been a part of this whole thing forever. And you probably at nauseum have had to hear some of my stories. But going back trying to get 49th Street paved and the villas and all that, right? And I've never gotten a nickel from them to try to help get one of my deals across the finish line. And we've done a lot of solid deals. I've done a lot of solid deals. But there's something where, like, if we just move this infrastructure here or add that, and Molly Howie, oh, that doesn't create jobs. Well, it's not about jobs, Molly. It's not about jobs. It's about her job and her protecting her job. And she's good at that. But I'm telling you, I want to defund Go Topeka because you can't get a grant for $5 million and then spend 38, 39% of it on overhead. And Go Topeka doesn't need to have a diversity, equity, inclusion person paying our tax dollars. Don't need to be paying that. So, what is this person really deciding who gets the money and doesn't get the money? Isn't that almost the basis of discrimination? That doesn't have any place in the deal making world. Hey, trust me, there's somebody I could piss off and it's easy to do. But if I bring them a deal, they'll take the deal. You know why? Because they're going to make money. People don't like me, fine. But if I bring them a deal, they'll do it because they'll make money. But what I'm getting at is it's just from being a fourth generation to Pekin. Most of my career and the best shit I did was outside the city. I'm telling you, I had fun doing College Hill. College Hill was the right thing to do. We implemented Washburn's plan. I'm telling you, I could have made a lot more money having Ken Spanky and JD Lacani steal that deal from us. Because then I could have been the holdout guy. Hey, they for sure would have had to buy two of my properties. But guys like me today can't make a living in the real estate business, in the commercial business. And there's no reason I should be frozen out of the big deals. I told a really big, powerful guy the other day, you know, it's like George Bailey talking to, um, what was the guy's name? The banker dude, whatever. It's a wonderful life. I said, man, I looked at my client list and you're nowhere near the top. But but the thing is, Cody Foster and Klossman, man, they're doing great things here. But the funny thing about it is, day to day, they're not in the real estate business. They've amassed so much wealth at what they do and what they do well. They've got enough money to turn it into a hobby. And and if it weren't for Cody Foster coming down and saying to city council, and he didn't do it to placate me. Hey, let's not have Henry think he's the only one. I'll come down here and say that I'm not going to do anything more in Topeka until you start doing it right. I know he didn't do that to placate me. But Topeka is broken. And it's broken because the government is trying to create a market that doesn't exist. In the infinite wisdom, yes, so I was all for the shovel ready land, but we ought to give that land away today. We ought to have people building on that land, paying tax on it, at least the minimum property tax. And see where I've gotten crossways with everybody, since what I know is mall development and retail development. I think retail development's the best thing to do in the community because you get the second whack at the sales tax. And the more retail that we have here, we can draw people. People will come here to trade. People will come here to do business. So I don't fit in with the protectionism of the Greater Topeka Chamber of Commerce because they've got to protect their base, and there's retailers that are on there. And boy, we don't need to support retail development. But I'm just sick of Molly Howie, and well, that doesn't create jobs. Well, she gave some money the other day to I was looking at their annual report, like the YMCA, YWCA. Well, wait a minute, like $6,000. I need $8,500 for this sewer line. So I didn't vote for Go Topeka. So what I'd like to do is be in a position as an elected official to defund them. And I think immediately we've got to defund this Choose Topeka. It shouldn't come. Let these big shots, let the 1%ers that put the $9 million in the chamber, let them fund the charity stuff, right? Charity starts at home, but I don't want to pay taxes. And then, I mean, that's enough of a donation to the insane asylum. I don't want then the government then deciding what charities they're going to support. It's not fair, and life's not fair. But somebody's got to stand up. So my goal, if you watch, I'll put the video on there, is to bring forward the 650 members that are on the uh, Sunshine Board of Realtors and bring those forward because each individual real estate person themselves, are a business. Some of them have teams, but if I need something done, I got to hire my graphic guy. I got to go to the sign guy. I create jobs or at least help the economy. Hey, after I presented to Jetto and didn't have the good colorful graphs and stuff, I went out and hired a guy. It was incredible that I was ever able to um, even speak to Jetto. And I got to thank Jim Klossman because and this is my anger with the mayor more than anything is they talked Dana Kay into like getting a bunch of engineering done, prove what we were going to do. We spent thousands and thousands of dollars, and then the mayor won't call me back because he's so powerful. But he needs to be thrown out on his ear. Perception is reality. But it's just like you can't have two governments. You can't have two sets of rules. And that is Topeka, Kansas. We got a set of rules for thee and different for me. And it was a lot easier to cope with Topeka as an alcoholic. I mean, a practicing one. It's so bright. I love it. But uh, stupid. I can't, sometimes I think about all the stupid things I've done, especially, man, it would be great to have all that money back. But so now I see stupid more than anything. Craig McCullough, he goes, hey, stop the stupid. That's what he wanted to say on his slogan. And I discouraged him. I did learn a lot being his treasurer. So what I want to bring forward is to defund Go Topeka, and then we'll have this group of real estate people on a deal by deal basis bring forward deals. So my whole goal is to engage my industry because our industry, the real estate industry, has been aced out by Go Topeka and the Greater Topeka Chamber of Commerce because they want to create a market and they want to control it. And this is you're always saying to me, the deal's got to stand on its own. Well, like if you don't want to come to Topeka or we got to pay you to come to Topeka, there's something there's something wrong with the whole marketing plan. And uh, and I'm not going to take any more. I'm sick of Topeka. Boiling water, boiling water, and all the we've neglected our city. The roads are terrible. We got to get this message out to the migrants. And don't say that I'm a racist because I stand with Governor Abbott. But there again, there's that two sets of rules. Look, it's not just in Topeka, and Topeka's learning from the best. But we've got to because reality is perception, and they want to drive home um, this border. And in one of my videos, I said we better arm up with the police and the sheriff. And Blackie calls me up. He goes, "Man, you better tone that down." You know, no, I won't tone it down because criminals are coming across the border. Criminals are just walking into our country. And hey, Padilla, what about the guys in New York, the police that got all um, beat up? And what about our police in Topeka? Look what they had to go through and have to go through in this town with the homeless and the drug problem. And I'm telling you, I've never been so angry at Jetto the day they didn't approve tearing down the homeless or the travelers. The I had it vacant. The police department, um, man, they really helped me. Thank you again, Topeka PD. A year ago, and I'm going to put it out again today. I ought to be able to present to Go Topeka, or not to Go Topeka. I ought to be able to present to Jetto around Go Topeka. Why would another reason Go Topeka has never supported anything I've done is maybe it's upon orders. So let's throw the bums out. And what's really cool is there are a lot of people rallying around my ideas. But if we're just giving money to infrastructure, it doesn't matter what your last name is. First come, first serve. If every real estate person is involved in that has a license that want to do it, well, great. Because it's all about relationships and your network working for you. So the whole goal for me to uh, take time, I'm just trying to give a little bit of myself back to the community. And let's say I owe it. I owe my time. I'm a I'm a better deal maker. I've made more deals than anybody sitting on that either on city council or um, county commission. I'll bet you $1. I've had so much fun in the real estate business, and maybe that's a little resentment, is I know I can do it better than these guys. But because the difference is if we engage the public or our other licensed brethren and sisterin, brothers and sisters in the business. The nice thing about the taxpayers is they don't have to front any of our money. We are already a commission based business. Um, although I'm changing my business, you know, hey, you're going to pay for my signs and you're going to pay for some of my marketing up front. And maybe it's time I have to take my show on the road because there are other people in other communities that see retail development as a great way to grow your community. But so that was a nice therapy session. Let's see here. It almost went 20 minutes. Give you your money's worth. Hey, if you've stayed to the end, follow my YouTube channel. And here's why, because I've got 20,000 followers on Twitter and I've got 10,000 followers on LinkedIn. So that's 30,000 contacts that it's easier, even if they're not subscribing, it's easier to go to the YouTube environment. I've only got 5,000 people on, I've only got 5,000 people on Facebook. And I'll tell you, the ones that I do have that are coming out of the woodwork and saying, wow, hey, you're beginning to make some sense. What I really want you to make sure that every real estate person, um, every licensed broker, salesperson understands what I'm trying to do. I want to create an organization or like an open listing so that we can all work collectively and we can take the fraud and waste of Go Topeka and put it all into infrastructure. It's what's best. And I'm telling you, well, that's enough I'm going to tell you tonight because I got more to say. Thank you.